No, the actual game doesn't say that. Besides, the title clearly says Rockman 8. I know some of you weirdos actually like the English voices, and you're one of the reasons why the English Mega Man games are always butchered. It's too bad none of the English voice actors do as a decent of a job as the Japanese voice actors. But anyway, this is a quick follow-up video to the beta build of this game, which posted a couple of days ago. I had to cut it short because I wasn't too sure of the length of the video as it was recording. I didn't even know it passed the 15-minute mark. I wanted to show some additional things, such as Rockman's explosion and some debugging features. Some of them are really cool. I know one of them is going to really get abused once you guys get your hands on it. I didn't know they were there fully just because of the way the buttons were mapped to my controller. The last time I was playing it, I was using a Sega Saturn controller hooked up to my PC, and some of the buttons were mapped to the same place, and that's one of the reasons why I had difficulty jumping sometimes here and there throughout the video. Let's see what else. I tried to see if there were any additional stages in the build. Apparently there aren't any, which kind of sucks. But I think there's an additional song which isn't used while the game is actually running. I'll see if I can get that ripped. The last thing I did is conjure up some action replay codes to dig up some of the, or actually all of the weapons from the bosses, which they are there. They just don't work the way you'd expect them to. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. But anyway, let's get started. Nothing overly fancy with the explosion, but oh well. I found a way to disable the rock ball. Not that many of you would actually want to do that, but I figure I'd show it anyway. Let's see. Oh wait, I gotta exit and go back in. And it's gone! Let's re-enable it, along with some other weapons. And there we go. Quickly you'll see the flash bomb here is called the Shining Bomb. Let's enable the rest of the weapons. The color schemes for the weapons here are not quite the same as the final. You'll see what I mean. The Flame Sword is called the Flame Saber here, and the Astro Crush is called the Astro Crash. They just changed Crash to Crush in the final. However, these weapons are awesome. Look what they do. Well, first here's the colors. There's a Shining Bomb. I don't think that color's in the final. That's the Thunder Claw. That's the same color. This is the Ice Wave. It's a little different from the final. That's a Tornado Hold. I think the shading is a bit different from the final. This is the Flame Saber, which I think is the color for the water balloon in the final. This is the water balloon in this build. I guess they swapped the colors here by accident. That's the homing sniper, and that's the Astro Crash. I think this color is the one that's used for the flash bomb in the final. And if you notice at the top, there's no icon for the weapon. It just shows the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The only thing that sucks is that all the weapons, well, all the additional weapons anyway, they all do the same thing. which is this. That's all they shoot. But the good thing is, you can shoot as many of them as you want. There's a thunderclaw. There's the ice wave. There's a tornado hold. That's cheap. This is the cheapest one. This has 80 uses by default. But you can just keep refilling it. So it'll be like almost infinite. Did you see that? That's part of the debugging feature. If you hold L2, you can slow down the animation. If you hold R2, you can stop it whenever you want. And the coolest one of all is when you hold both jump buttons. You can move Rockman however you want, whenever you want, as long as you hold both of those buttons. Whee! Tell me that isn't cheap. If you guys enabled this in the final build, you might as well not even play the game. That makes it way too easy. I already see that feature being raped though. Oh, you still take damage though. If you hit something, like an enemy, and then you let it go, that will happen. I think that's what he does for the Astro Crush in the final. Whee! Who needs the hyper slide when you can just do this? But seriously, that is freaking cheap. I don't know what's worse. The fact that you can do this, or the fact that you can just blast everything. So as you just saw, the boss weapons aren't fully implemented into this build. But anyway, that's all for now. If you want the beta tracks to this build, check out the video description box. There's also a voice clip for Rockman when you select the stages in the folder. And the action replay codes I conjured up if you want to enable the boss weapons and toy around with that. As well as one more goodie. I don't think I have to tell you what it is. Just take a wild guess.